Hello there guys and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about something that I've been noticing over the past couple of months, and some people will disagree with this. Now, a while ago I made a video that actually did quite well, and it was called Why Do People Hate Yungblud, and I just went through the controversies that he'd had, like spitting on people and shit like that. Today I want to talk about something a bit more positive, because I think there's a very strong argument for all this, and I'm going to go through those points. Now, as much as I'm a massive fan of Yungblud, I'm someone who's very cynical and really will look into everything because I care. And over the past few months, I think it's pretty safe to say that the Yungblud hate is over. And for one reason, he's established. Now he is an established artist. I think the guy is in his mid-20s, going into his fourth album. He's had 2 EPs. He started his own festival. He's got a signature guitar. He's got a clothing line. He collaborates with big artists. And all these things don't necessarily mean that no one hates him, because that is complete bullshit. There are still people that do not like Yungblud. But if you just look on social media, the difference from even when Self-Titled was coming out, so 2 years ago, and especially when Weird came out and he became well known, the hate is so much different. There's just more people now that are just like, I don't like Yungblud, rather than we need to kill him. And the reason that this popped into my head, because I actually wasn't going to make a Yungblud video for a while because he's gone away, but I just think this is something that is positive, because there were a few videos of people reviewing his new Epiphone guitar, which is really inspiring me to want to play the guitar. Some of the videos were talking about how this guitar's got so much hate, but it's really good because it's a guitar that's normally expensive, but he's made it fairly affordable. I think it's about £550, I want to say. It might be 600, but for a guitar that can be up towards £2,000, so a quarter of the price, which I don't think you can argue with. And they were talking about, you might not like the person, but this guitar, there's nothing in it that says this is Yungblud. His name's just in the title, and that's the guitar he plays. Like, it's not like it's signed by him all over, like, it is just an Epiphone. And I was just like, right, so what exactly is the hate? And from what I can see, it's not all just, oh, this rich poser kid, and he went to private school, just those all arguments. It's irrelevant. People who went to private school can be rock stars. They just can. Not everyone's got to be Liam Gallagher and Keith Flint and all that. But from what I could see, the hate was, how's Yungblud got a signature guitar when he's not a guitarist? It's a bit of a stupid argument, because many singers and vocalists and just musicians have had signature guitars. I appreciate that a lot of guitarists are on the older side, so they might be like, who's this kid? Because to them, he is a kid coming in getting a signature guitar when he's not really known for playing the guitar. And that argument does have weight, but he's a big current name who gets approval from a lot of fucking famous people. Just off the top of my head, the people that have publicly given acknowledgement and appreciation to Yungblud, you're talking Ozzy Osbourne, Mick Jagger, David Bowie's band, Brian May, Avril Lavigne, Ollie Sykes, The Offspring. Robert Smith let him sample a Cure song. Robert Smith never lets people sample Cure songs. The biggest artist right now, Taylor Swift, said that Dom's cover of her song was very good. And this argument about Yungblud being a poser because he dresses in a punk and anarchic way, but doesn't make heavy music. He's a genre-defying artist. The guy tries to make all sorts of music. Even his latest singles all sound completely different. And if that's the argument for you're a poser because you're in the rock genre but you don't make heavy music, then why is TX2 so hated? By the way, I get that a bit more. I just don't like him because he seems arrogant. And going to the opposite of that, then surely Robert Smith is a poser. I don't think that. I love The Cure. But if you listen to Yungblud's third album, you're like, this is just a pop album. The Cure Friday I'm in Love, Just Like Heaven, pop classics, they're still in the rock genre. And all these points now have just got so worn out. The Yungblud spits on fans, yeah, it's cool. Yungblud went to private school, well done, who cares? And the reason that I just think this hate always wears off is, look at someone who has been very vocal and very supportive of Yungblud, Ozzy Osbourne, arguably still the king of rock right now. He was hated for years. It was only when he got older that people actually were like, nah, this guy is a legend. But people fucking hated him. And it's because the rock genre is ruled by such smug, entitled wankers, to put it nicely. It's all like, if you aren't impressed by something, then it completely should be wiped out. And I don't agree with that, because even things that I don't think should be wiped out, because I don't know where the attitude went of just being like, oh, I don't like something, so I don't listen to them. And going back to the hate that Yungblud got for the guitar, let's just have a look on the website how that guitar's done. Yeah, and that, I think, proves that hate means nothing, because anything Yungblud does will get hate. But it's about the ratio, isn't it? If 99% of the listeners hated him, then yeah, 99% isn't going to be wrong. You probably are going to be shit. But if you look at Yungblud, yes, he will get some hate for everything he does, but he will also have some very supportive fans. And that's thanks to him being so in touch with his fan base. He goes above and beyond. And I think the guys from the Man Overboard podcast, great podcast as well. Make sure you go and check them out. In this clip, they describe it perfectly.
I don't get why anyone's hating on it. The whole, hating on Yungblud thing, it feels a bit stale to me now. If anyone is actually complaining about the price of this ticket, they need to sort it out. And if you're complaining that a huge music artist has worked with promoters to tour before, that is irrelevant. Of course they have. What do you want to do? They can't book their own music venues around the world and do the logistics for a whole tour. They can for a day festival, and they can make that cheap and put the time and energy into that. Fair enough, you might not like Yungblud, and there's a lot of questions around whether he originally got into the music industry and was a little bit of a plant or whatever, and you can go watch interviews about that, and that can still be up in arms. And I think, he probably had a couple connections, but again, that isn't really his fault. Look at the 1975. I love them. Matty Healy's fucking mum and dad are both famous. Yeah. Doesn't mean that they didn't have to make good music that appealed to a wide range of people still and build a fan base. So I don't get all the hate.
And my main point in this video is every bit of hate now has just been worn out. There'll be a lot of people that still hate on him for the way he dresses. Who cares? Generally, who cares? I think he makes some wise choices in the way that, when he did interviews a few years ago and he really played up his accent. He was like, all right, I'm Yungblud.
Hey, I'm Yungblud. All right, this is Yungblud. Yo, what's going on? I'm Yungblud.
Whereas now he doesn't do that. He'll just go, all right, I'm Yungblud. He's still got a northern accent. And if you don't like his voice, you don't like his voice. But a lot of people do, and he's someone that completely could have been a trend that died very quickly, just by the way he was when he first became fairly well known. So when he was wearing the Clueless outfit and jumping on tables. When he dropped Parents, which was a big hit, but it was a very edgy, of a certain age type music. And that could be something that they were just like, right, that's what Yungblud is. And he could have gone on to do nothing. But no, Weird was a success. Self-Titled was a success. All his latest singles have been successes. Bloodfest, there was no doubt Bloodfest was a success. So I just think you can't argue with the fact that the Yungblud hate, thank fuck, is over. Do you know what? I think I'm officially going to declare that. Personally, don't think there is any more hate to be said about Yungblud, because I'm a massive believer in time will tell. And in the 7 years that he's been an artist, I think he's proved everyone wrong. So yeah, that's just my little take on why I think the Yungblud hate is finally over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of the video, and I will see you very soon. In a bit.